Hello, second graders. Um, I am excited this week to teach you some new things in reading. We're going to be moving back into nonfiction. And as you read nonfiction this week, you're going to be learning all about a special holiday called Cinco de Mayo. And we have some really fun things for you to try out with art and social studies as you're learning all about it. Now, as you're reading nonfiction, we don't want to just work on our second grade words and reading with fluency and accuracy. We also want to work on our comprehension, which means we're turning on our brain and we're understanding. We can talk about what we just read. We can remember things and kind of put it all together and define the main idea. Now, finding the main idea can be really hard with nonfiction because we get so many cool facts and we see all these cool text features. And it's sometimes hard for us to put it all together and kind of be able to say, what did I just learn? So I wanted to teach you a trick this week that I hope you can use as you study Cinco de Mayo. And I think it'll help your brain kind of slow down. And if you have a hard time remembering what you just read, this is a little trick that I like to do. And it can help me kind of go back and think about what I read and find the main idea. Okay? So one thing I always think of after I read a nonfiction text, and that's something I want to tell you. So you can't really just read a nonfiction text once and be like, I'm done, because there's a lot more thinking that goes into it. So I read it the first time and I get the gist for it. I kind of think, oh yeah, I learned some really cool facts. Now I got to put that together. So the second time I read it, I actually go back and I look at something called repeated words. Okay. This right here stands for text features plus repeated words equals your main idea. And really, if you guys can do this as a reader, if you can look at all the text features and then you can find repeated words that the author used, a lot of times it'll help your brain kind of connect all the dots and put together a main idea. This is what the author wanted me to learn. So I wanted to teach you how you could do this trick with a nonfiction text today. I actually have one here that I've been doing with Nolan this week. I just wanted to give you a close-up really quick. And you can see that the title of this was Communities Celebrate Cultures. And right away you can see it's nonfiction. There's photographs, there are titles and headings, there's bold words. And you'll remember a couple of weeks ago we worked on all those text features. Those are important things that we need to look at in a text. But we got to put that together with what we just read. So I wanted to read you this text today. I'm going to kind of show you how I can put it all together, okay? So we have Communities Celebrate Cultures. Many communities have celebrations that started in other countries. The celebrations honor the ethnic groups who helped build the community. These celebrations are sometimes called ethnic celebrations. Cinco de Mayo means the 5th of May in Spanish. It is a Mexican holiday that celebrates the victory of Mexican people over the French who invaded their country. After a battle on May 5th in 1862, the French left Mexico. For many people, this holiday is a symbol. It shows how Mexico could become free of rulers from other countries. Today, many people in Mexico and other countries celebrate Cinco de Mayo. In the United States, people dress in colorful clothes, they play music on guitars, and they eat traditional Mexican food. They show that they are proud to be Mexican Americans. Okay? So that was just me reading it the first time. Now, once I've looked at the text features, I told you the second important thing to do is to go back with your eyes and skim through and think about what you read and try to find repeated words. What are some things that the author said over and over? Okay? And as I'm skimming back with my eyes right now, I see so many important words. And they're just jumping out at me. I see community, community all over. I also see May 5th or Cinco de Mayo, because that's an important thing the author was telling us. He wanted us to understand what is Cinco de Mayo. Some other words I wanted to show you. I see holiday. They kept telling me that this is a holiday. Now, I also saw Mexico and French, because remember, Mexico was its own country, but the French had invaded. They had come in and were trying to take over. I also saw freedom and victory, because I remember in that last paragraph, the author said that Mexico went to battle with the French and they won the battle. And that happened on May 5th. So I can take all these words that are all over and I can put them together. Okay, so text features plus repeated words equals your main idea. And I wanted to show you the main idea I just came up with. You're going to get to try this week. Using these words and my brain, I came up with 2 sentences to kind of say, this is the main idea. This is what the author wanted me to learn. And I said, on May 5th, 1862, because that was the important date, Mexico won a battle against French invaders. Today, people in communities all over the world celebrate the holiday Cinco de Mayo as a symbol to remember their freedom. So you can see that reading through it once and then going back and looking at my important parts and my important words kind of helped my brain remember what the main idea is. This author wanted me to learn that Cinco de Mayo is an important holiday, and it's celebrated because Mexico beat the French invaders in a battle. So this week, I have an article for you on the website that you're going to be able to read. You're going to look at text features. You might see some photographs or you might see some bold words. And after you've read it and looked at all of those text features, you're then going to go back and you're going to look for repeated words. And you're going to be able to answer some questions all about Cinco de Mayo. And I hope you learn a little bit more about this important day and why it is an important celebration for Mexican Americans here in the United States. So I hope you have so much fun this week. Your teachers really do miss you, but we want you to know we're going to make things really fun, not just this week, but next week. After we study Mexico this week, we're going to jump into studying and learning all about Japan next week, because that's what we would have done for our multicultural lit unit at Farmingdale. In second grade, we learn all about Japan. So next week we'll do Japan, and then after that we have some fun science lessons that will tie in some camping out themes and some beach themes for you guys. So we hope each week we can kind of have some fun activities and you guys can learn some really neat things. I hope you do awesome with your reading this week. I know you will. Don't forget, text features plus repeated words equal your main idea. I hope everyone has a great week. We'll see you later. Bye.